Alrighty, it looks like we have had most of our attendees join the webinar. So hello and welcome to today's IWCS webinar. My name is Michelle Melsop and I'm going to be the moderator for today's IWCS webinar event. We have a few housekeeping items before we get started. Please note that as an attendee, you are part of a larger audience, and during the presentation, all participants will remain in listen-only mode and we will have you muted. And as a reminder, this event is being recorded for rebroadcast that you will be able to see at a later date as well. We encourage you to submit written questions at any time during the presentation in the chat panel on the right of your screen. After typing your questions in the space at the bottom, just hit the send button and your questions will be addressed, time permitting, at the end of the presentation. So we're going to hold all questions until the end to make sure that Jon has enough time to give his entire presentation. Today, we want to welcome Jon Mello, Global Marketing Manager for Wire and Cable Compounds at Teknor Apex. He recently participated in the 72nd Annual IWCS Cable and Connectivity Industry Forum, which was about 2 weeks ago in Orlando, Florida. And during the supplier spotlight session at the event, Jon shared information about how Teknor Apex's HalGuard compounds can be used to meet strict regulations. Make plans to attend next year's IWCS Forum in Providence, Rhode Island as well. Today, we have the pleasure of learning from Jon about innovative material compounds for cables used in the evolution of industrial automation. Jon has more than 20 years of experience in sales, management, product development, and business development for the wire and cable market. Jon is an active participant in wire and cable industry organizations and is a member of the Wire Association International and a board member of the New England chapter of the Wire Association International. And at this time, I'd like to welcome Jon to present at today's webinar series.
Thank you, Michelle. So Jon, thank you for that introduction. I appreciate it. I'm just going to share my screen and hope this goes well. Just let me know if you can see it.
Perfect.
Perfect. Screen's up. Thank you, everyone, for joining today. Thank you for that introduction, Michelle. As Michelle mentioned, I'm Jon Mello with Teknor Apex Company. I am the Global Market Manager for the Wire and Cable Compounds with Teknor Apex. I thought we'd start off today by just briefly reviewing the agenda, and then we can move into the presentation. We'll start today by speaking a little bit about who Teknor Apex is as a company. We will then move into trends in industrial automation. We'll speak a little bit on the lessons from the pandemic. We'll move then to talk about the increased adaptation of automation. We'll speak a little bit on the impact on the cables specifically. From there, we'll talk about some new innovations in cable compounds. We have prepared some sample compounds for you today to take a look at and discuss. We'll then move into what's new and what's coming next and what we have coming up. And then from there, we will wrap up and move into Q&A. So let's talk for a moment about Teknor Apex and Teknor Apex as a company. Teknor Apex is a privately held, family-owned firm founded in 1924 and is one of the world's leading compounders of plastics. The company started out as a tire retreader in Providence, Rhode Island, and we are now headquartered in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Teknor Apex operates 13 manufacturing facilities worldwide in the United States, Belgium, Germany, China, and Singapore, with vinyl compounds produced at 7 of these locations. And we have employment of over 2,000 people. As part of the company's commitment to innovation, we have established 3 application development centers of excellence. We have one in the US, we have one in China, and one in Germany. This is where we validate compound processing, performance, and properties in a broader range of industry applications. The company is organized by core material technologies into 6 business units. Those 6 business units are now in 2 value chains. The vinyl division being the largest among these divisions. It's also the oldest in the company. Its initial product offerings were launched in 1948. Today, the primary products of the vinyl division include Apex flexible and rigid vinyl, our FireGuard low smoke plenum compounds, our Flexalloy vinyl elastomers, which we'll speak about later this morning, our HalGuard low smoke halogen-free flame retardant compounds, which we will also touch on later this morning, and our WeatherGuard rigid vinyl blends and alloys for outdoor applications. The other business units within the company are the thermoplastic elastomers division, which provides TPVs and TPSs and TPO compounds, our engineering thermoplastics division, offering a wide range of polyamides, our color division, which produces color concentrates and functional master batches. We have a chemical division, which produces plasticizers and lubricants, with some of the former being used internally in our production of PVC compounds. And finally, we have a hose division, which manufactures our garden hose, which is the only consumer product that Teknor Apex offers, and this is sold through big box stores. Let's take a moment to speak about a little bit about the history of Teknor Apex in the wire and cable market space. We began in 1946 supplying rubber to the wire and cable industry in New England. We then in 1949 transitioned and started to produce vinyl for the wire and cable industry. 1988, we launched our FireGuard plenum materials. We soon followed that up in 1995 with our Flexalloy elastomer product lines, which we'll speak about a little bit today. In 2010, we rolled out our HalGuard low smoke halogen-free flame retardant materials. And as we sit here today, we have a portfolio of over 3,000 active wire and cable compounds for our customers and for the industry. Let's move to talk a little bit now on what are the trends that we're seeing in the industrial automation space, and what are some of the lessons that we learned from the pandemic. There are many trends driving industrial automation. Let's touch on a few of them. One, we're seeing the increased adaptation of the Internet of Things, more specifically the industrial Internet of Things. IoT is connecting more and more devices in the industrial world, which is enabling new levels of automation and data collection. For example, we're seeing IoT sensors, which can be used to monitor equipment and predict when maintenance is needed, which can help improve efficiencies and prevent downtime. We're seeing the rise in artificial intelligence. We're all seeing this. AI is being used in industrial automation to perform tasks that were previously done by humans, such as visual inspection and predictive maintenance. AI is also being used to develop new automation solutions, such as robotic process automation. We're also seeing a growing demand in flexibility and agility. In today's fast-paced and competitive business environment, manufacturers need to be able to quickly adapt to changes in demand and product requirements. Automation can help improve flexibility and agility by automating tasks that would otherwise be time-consuming and labor-intensive. Very importantly, we're continuing to see the need for improved safety and compliance. Automation can help improve safety in the industrial workplaces by reducing the risk of human error. It can also help to improve compliance with regulations such as those related to hazardous material handlings. These are just a few of the trends that we're seeing drive industrial automation. As these trends continue to evolve, we expect to see even more innovative and sophisticated automation solutions being developed in the years to come. Here are just a few other trends that we continue to see. We're seeing the need to reduce cost. Automation can help reduce costs by automating tasks that were currently done by humans, such as material handling and assemblies. There's a desire to improve quality. Automation can help improve quality by ensuring that the products are consistently produced to the same high standards. And this last one, I think we all see every day in our own roles, the need to meet customer demands. Customers are demanding more personalized and customized products, which can be difficult to achieve with manual production methods. Automation can help to meet these demands by making it easier to produce small batches of products that are tailored to individual customer needs. Overall, we see the trends driving industrial automation are clear. Automation is becoming increasingly important as manufacturers look for ways to improve efficiency, quality, flexibility, and safety. These trends continue to evolve. We can expect to see even more innovative and sophisticated automation solutions being developed in the years to come. Let's take a moment to speak a little bit about the impact of the pandemics. This is something that's probably touched all of us. The one that jumps right off the page at all of us is labor shortages. Labor shortages due to sicknesses or forced quarantines made it difficult for production lines to run, and we've seen some lines shut down completely. We all live through the vinyl supply chain disruptions. This makes it difficult for manufacturers to get the parts and materials that they need to be able to supply their customer bases. And one of the big things that we all witnessed and survived was the pandemic caused demand volatility. Some products surged while other products plummeted. This makes it really difficult for manufacturers to plan their production schedules and to adjust their outputs accordingly there. So who's turning to industrial automation? What are we seeing in the industry, and who is turning it? What are some examples that we're seeing? One, we saw that the automotive industry was hit hard, very hard, by the pandemic. Ford Motor Company, we saw announcements from Ford Motor Company that they've announced plans to invest $1 billion in automation by 2025. We see it in the electronics industry. We saw demands for smartphones and computers fluctuate. We've seen announcements from Samsung with plans to invest $10 million in automation by the end of this calendar year. And then lastly, the food and beverage industry. While the food and beverage industry was relatively unscathed by the pandemic, as demand for food and beverages remained strong. However, there were labor shortages in response. Many food and beverage companies have turned to automation to help fill these shortages. We have seen Nestle announce plans to invest $2 million in automation by 2025. So what does this mean for cables? What does this mean for us as an industry? One, cables form the backbone of the industrial automation sector. We see that industrial Ethernet cables support automation by providing high-speed, reliable, and scalable connections, networks for all devices on the network. They enable high levels of automation and coordination. We've seen an evolution in cable design. The evolution has generated demand for hybrid cables and custom cable solutions, cables that are compact, light, take up minimal space, and offer the promise of high speed. And importantly, and most importantly, is reliability. Reliability is paramount to robotics, as other equipment have signal transmission capabilities and perform a variety of control tasks with precise control. So what are some of the requirements and applications that we are seeing, and what is it that we can look to for the cable industry? What can we talk about as we move on? So here are some of the compound requirements that we are seeing. First and foremost is always processability. Our customers continually ask us for compounds that are easily processable, that they can drop into their lines across any wide variety of equipment that's available to be run. More and more, we're asked for high flammability performance, being able to pass up to FT4 over a wide variety of cable core and constructions, from PVC inners or PVC nylon to cross-linked polyethylene. We're seeing requests and requirements come through for enhanced low temperature properties. Cold impact down to -40 is becoming standard. Cold bend to -60. Recently, we have actually been asked for requirements for cold bend down below -40. So we're continuing to see low temperature properties continue to evolve, become more robust. Oil resistance is a must. Most recently, we're starting to see people ask us if their cables will be able to pass the Ecolab washdown protocols with cables that are intended for food and beverage environments. Again, recently, we started seeing more requests come in for 21 CFR. People are asking us if we can develop food contact safe materials for their industrial automation cables for the food and beverage industries. And as always, there's always the balance of properties. How do we balance cold temperature flexibility versus mechanical strength and cold impact? How do we balance high amounts of FR, low brittle points with oil resistance? These are just some of the things that our customers continually ask us for. So why are PVC elastomers such a great fit and a great match for industrial automation applications? Well, First thing that jumps off the page is durability. PVC is very durable material. It can withstand harsh environments, often found in industrial environments. It's resistant to abrasion, chemicals, and moisture. PVC is flexible. PVC is a flexible material that can easily be bent and shaped. It makes it a good choice for applications where there are tight bend radiuses and curves. It's also easy to install, which can save time and money. PVC also offers a high degree of chemical resistance. PVC is resistant to a wide variety of chemicals, making it a good choice for applications where exposure to solvents and other corrosive substances. This can help protect the cables from damage, and it helps to extend their lifespan. And lastly, one of the really nice things about the PVC elastomers is, they can be rated for 150 degrees C deformation, which means that enables our customers in the market to be able to go out there and mark their cables as TPE, even though they are using vinyl elastomers. So what we've done is we've prepared just a very small sample of materials that we have available for industrial automation applications. I'll touch on these briefly, and we can get into that a little bit. First material on the list is our Apex 70011 UV. This is a standard PVC material. It is not a vinyl elastomer. It's 105 degrees C rated. It's rated up to FT4 over a variety of different cable cores, whether it's PVC inners, PVC nylon, cross-linked poly inners. It will pass -25C cold impact test, cold bend down to -40, and it is oil 1 and oil 2 rated. Next two compounds on the list are two insulation compounds. These would be our Flexalloy 89501-83 FR and our Flexalloy 89504-90 FR. Both are 105C rated. Both compounds are UL yellow carded. They are QMTT2 listed. We offered both these installations in two different durometers. Both have decent LOIs for insulating compounds, 26 and 27. Good low temperature brittleness. When coupled with the right jacket, enables -40 cold impact and -60 cold bend. We'll move on to a couple of jackets that we can chat about here. The first jacket is our Flexalloy 9602-72 FR Natural. This is a real workhorse for us. It's probably the one Flexalloy that we produce the most of. It's just so versatile. It's used across a wide variety of applications, and it's been around since day one. This is one of our day one Flexalloy materials. It's 105C, 72 Shore, low temperature brittle point of -48. We have an oxygen index there of 30%, enables FT4 over PVC constructions, and it is resistant to both UL oil 1 and oil 2. Next jacket compound, that's another workhorse for us, is the Flexalloy 9605-70. This is a 90 degrees C rated material, 70 Shore, -43 brittle point, oxygen index of 30, and it is oil resistant also. Be able to pass your UL oil res. The next one is a newer Flexalloy for us. It's the Flexalloy 961882. This is really becoming our workhorse material. This is -40 cold impact, -60 cold bend. It's FT4 over PVC nylon, over cross-linked poly inners, oil 1, oil 2. It has really taken off for us. It's really become a workhorse, especially as we've seen increased demands and requirements on low temperature properties and balancing that with high levels of flame retardancy. Next is a new compound. It's our Flexalloy 9631-86. What this is just a takeoff of the 961882. We were approached to design a compound that had a higher oxygen index than the 961882, which we were able to deliver in the 9631-86. In the course of delivering a higher oxygen index, we had to give up a little something on the low temperature brittleness. But if you look at the data here provided, the low temperature brittle point is still very robust, down at -47C. So it's still a very robust compound, high degree of flammability with still having excellent low temperature properties. And then finally, we put 2 halogen-free materials on here, our Halgard 58, 240, and 242. We're starting, or we have been seeing demand from the industry to provide halogen-free solutions or non-vinyl solutions. We are able to meet FT4 flame ratings with these compounds. They are 105C. We do have very robust low temperature performance with a -43C brittle point. The one thing that we're not able to do with the Halgards at this time is offer any oil resistance. So right now, the current Halgards for applications like this, we can do the FT4, we can do we can do enhanced low temperature. At the current time, we cannot offer any oil resistance. But I'll be speaking about something to come, which we hope will be addressing that very soon. Before we move on to what's coming next, I thought I would take this time to talk a little bit about regulatory and regulations, since it is such a key part of what we do and what we're seeing in the industry. So Teknor Apex's regulatory department provides product stewardship for the compounds we make. The global regulations are constantly changing, and it's essential that we track what is new and that we ensure that we are always in compliance so we can ensure our customers that they are in compliance. I want to make one note about the regulations that we call out. Regulatory issues, we call these out in our safety data sheets, making our customers research and being able to answer their regulatory questions much easier. Oftentimes, we do not have to get into special regulatory requests because the information that we are providing is already spelled out on our SDS. So let's talk about what's next, what's coming soon, and what we hope to bring to the market next year in 2024. So coming soon, our next generation Flexalloy. Really what this is a takeoff on the existing Flexalloy grades that we have available. What we are looking to do with next gen Flexalloy is continue to push the envelope on low temperature performance and balance that all with high degrees of FR, being able to support our customers' applications and needs as the market for industrial automation continues to evolve. So we're looking to be able to bring products to market with enhanced low temperature requirements and still keep those same high levels of FR along with all the oil resistance that everyone has come to know and need. Second thing we're looking to bring to market in 2024 would be SVHC-free versions of our Flexalloy compounds. Substances are very high concern. Industrial automation is a global market and has global requirements. Many of our customers ask us daily, will these compounds comply with EU REACH? Can I make cables and ship them to Europe without having to declare anything for EU REACH? We've heard you, we've heard the requirements, and we've heard the demands, and we will very soon be making an announcement on some SVHC-free versions that will comply with the EU REACH requirements. Also in 2024, we'll be looking to commercialize our E-beam cross-linkable halogen-free flame retardant. The goal here is, again, keep the low temperature performance, keep the FT4 flame requirements in performance, but now be able to offer an oil 1 rating along with these materials. Again, we will be making announcements some point in 2024 announcing these products. And lastly, I wanted to bring up BioVinyl. BioVinyl will be a new old product for us. BioVinyl is not a new product line. It's a product line we introduced into the market about a decade or so ago. And what we did is we are in the process of updating it, and we'll be making another announcement very shortly on an introduction of BioVinyl. Again, we're starting to see requirements and demands from customers who are looking for bio content. People are talking to us about sustainable solutions and recycled content. So we wanted to kind of get ahead of the game a little bit, and we wanted to reintroduce a refreshed and updated version of our BioVinyl. From here, we'll just kind of move into wrap up. Just want to speak for a moment, if I could, just on the resources that are available at Teknor Apex, available here at the company and to our customers. As a custom compounder, our chemists and scientists innovate using the resources of our analytical lab to help understand the components of a compound. Our physical testing lab and our quality control labs are used to characterize critical compound attributes. And our application development lab is where we extrude wiring cable insulations and jackets to identify optimized processes and conditions and tooling. And then finally, before I go back to Michelle, we really want to become your trusted partner in the industry, supply globally with local support. I hope I've enhanced your knowledge of Teknor Apex capabilities and our expertise in a broader range of wiring cable applications and our ability to support our customers with standard and custom compound solutions for your applications. Whether you need help with new projects or resolving challenges with an existing product, please contact us and we'll work with you to solve your problems. We are successful when you're successful. If I can leave you with one point today, the point that I would leave you with is we want to talk with you. We want to work with you. We want to work with you on your current applications, new applications. We're happy to work with you on innovation and designing a range of products to meet your needs both today and tomorrow. So we look forward to meeting with you and talking with you and becoming a partner. And with that, I will kick it back to Michelle.
I apologize. I think I was stuck on mute, but thank you, Jon, for presenting this very interesting and important topic. Please note the contact points being shown should you wish to contact Jon after today's event. So at this time, I'm going to go through the questions that we received during the event. So let's see. We have one attendee that says they're new to the industry. And when you talk about compounds and alloys, are you talking about gels?
No. So Teknor Apex, when we talk about compounds and alloys, that's it. These are not gels. These are what Teknor Apex is a custom compounder. And in the vinyl division, it's compounding resins and plasticizers and lubricants and stabilizers and flame retardants in order to meet the most stringent requirements that our customers have, specifically in the industrial automation space. We are not in gels. No.
Thank you. We have another question. Any plans for any rodent prohibitive additions? We have had issues with our customers having pest problems. They are asking for materials that are not attractive to pests and rodents.
So this is a good question, and this comes up all the time. In my 25 years of doing this, it must come up 3 or 4 times a year, every year. So we do not offer anything that has, is rodent resistant, shall we say. Part of the reason is that what we would have to use in the formulation are essentially capsaicins. And processing those in our plant is not something that we're looking to do. However, we do know that there are solutions available and that there are suppliers out there. I believe there are some people, color concentrates. I believe there might be additives or even in color concentrates that do have this, that would enable you to be able to add rodent control at your extruder during the cable extrusion process. But it's a good question, and it does come up all the time.
Thank you. Do you see any demand for fluoropolymer jacketing?
I do. I do see demand for fluoropolymer jacketing. So we are not a manufacturer of fluoropolymers. But being in the industry and seeing the requirements, we're specifically talking about industrial automation. I do see some demand for automation with fluoropolymers, specifically hazardous locations, right? When you're starting to get into really aggressive chemicals and solvents in certain industries, you know, fluoropolymer does have a place, and I can see demand there. Yes.
Thank you. Do you have any indication on the CO levels in the smoke of any of the material during combustion?
We do. We do have some combustion data available on our data sheets for our compounds that we could definitely provide to you. You know, that is something that if you wanted to just send, you know, reach out to us directly, we can be happy to talk to you about that.
And currently the last question, unless more come in, is do you see any trends from halogenated materials to halogen-free solutions?
Yes, yes. You know, we touched on that briefly in the presentations while we put the two HalGuards in there. Yes, we are talking with the industry, and we do have customers who are indeed talking to us about halogen-free solutions. Part of the reason when we look at industrial automation that we've undertaken the development on some cross-linkable halogen-free is to be able to offer the oil resistance that is necessary for the marketplace, specifically in industrial environments. So, you know, we're looking to be able to bring the halogen-free products to market that have the FT4 rating, that have the oil resistance and the good low temperature properties all in one. And, you know, I would say be on the lookout for an announcement for us sometime in 2024 on the fact that we will be announcing these cross-linkable product line. Thank you for that question. Michelle, you're muted. I can't hear you. There you go.
I apologize. Well, we do want to thank you, Jon, for presenting this very interesting and important topic today. Again, his contact information is listed on the screen, and each of these IWCS webinar series presentation events are recorded and will be archived on the IWCS.org website. Usually takes about 2 weeks for these to be posted. Our webinar series will conduct technical paper presentations, webinars, and sponsored company events each month. The next scheduled technical paper presentation webinar will be Friday, October 20th at 10:30 a.m. Eastern USA time. And we will be sending out announcements for this event. Feel free to share so that your colleagues can join and register as well. They're always free. It is important that we recognize and thank our IWCS partner sponsors who contribute greatly to the success of our Cable and Connectivity Industry Forum. They provide strong leadership and generosity, and without them, we would not be able to bring these important technical innovations and information to you in the global community. And lastly, we want to thank Jon again and remind everybody that we've been doing 72 years of IWCS, and next year will be the 73rd, October 14th through 17th in Providence, Rhode Island. And we would love for you to join us there as well. So please save the date. On that note, thank you for participating, and this concludes today's webinar event.
Thank you for attending, everyone.